Hi, this is Stephen Blazek with Gleam and Glimmer Window Cleaning in Romeoville, Illinois. Today we're representing J.Racenstein. We're showing you how you can market to a massive number of clients in your neighborhood and doing it in a very short amount of time, and also doing it very inexpensively. After we're done here today, you'll be able to fill a reusable database of thousands of clients, literally thousands of clients, within an hour. We'll show you how to design some professional looking envelopes very simply, and also make it very easy for you to send a flyer to those clients. There'll be very little effort, so you'll have a very inexpensive but a very large marketing campaign. So for this, what you're going to need is you're going to need a computer, and you're going to need a computer that has Microsoft Word and Excel. And this is very simple because many of these computers come with that already. You don't need to have the full version. Even if they have a little starter version, the features that you need are very common. And also a couple of tips. Obviously you're going to need envelopes. These envelopes, you can go to a dollar store. You can get normally about 40 or 50 for $1. Or you can even go to Walmart. You can get 150 for decently cheap. Some tips you might want to do is see if you can avoid getting the security tinted ones. They don't seem to show up as well when they're printed. But you get what you get. But also possible if you can. So you don't have to lick or use a sponge with each one and waste time. Try to get the ones where you just take off a strip and it'll seal. But you get whatever is cheapest. And also when it comes to your flyers, a question of is whether to go black and white or to get them color. Obviously you might not be able to get them color printed professionally because it's very expensive. So the question is, do you get black and white? Well, here's a flyer I have from my own printer. It doesn't look as bad, it looks okay, but when you compare it to the black and white printed from Office Max, they're very, very sharp, and they're still very attractive looking. So really you have to kind of measure it, see what you do. For this kind of campaign, obviously using your printer, you're going to use a lot of ink. That's going to cost a lot of money. And I haven't found too much of a difference between the two. If they want their windows cleaned, they're going to call you, black or white in color, no matter, really no matter what. So to get started, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start a new workbook in Microsoft Excel. And in the first row, you're going to put name, address, city, state, and zip code. And the reason you need that is because we're going to use Microsoft Word to pronounce some of these envelopes. Microsoft Word needs those words to recognize what it's printing, and so we need to have them in that order. And also in this database, this is our database, we're going to be entering the information below that as well. So now that we have our database, we're going to want to start filling it with addresses. So you're going to go to the internet for this. You can use really anything you want, but I use Google Maps first, and also another website called Realtor. If you go to Google Maps, search for the city that you know is fruitful with high income. We're just going to take one, Naperville, Illinois. That's not too far from me. And so you're going to take Google Maps, and you're going to search for that area. So you're going to zoom in a little bit. You're going to kind of see where it's not too far from you. We'll zoom in right here, and to the point where we're able to see the names of the streets. So if I look here, I see here's a street called Riverwoods Drive, and it seems to be a pretty long street. So I think we'll focus on that street. We'll try to get the addresses for that street. So we go to Realtor.com, and these sites are a little hard to navigate because there are sites there to tell you what homes are for sale. We want to get the public records. That's not always an easy thing to do. But what I do is go into this website, as I type in the name, and then I type in property dash search, and then backslash the city, underscore, and then the state initials. And then if this works properly for you, up will pop some of these different streets. So we're going to take that one we talked about, Riverwoods Drive, and let's see what we can find here. Riverwoods Drive, there it is. So 119 homes. That's a good number of homes to get. Alright, so we're going to go down to the public records. We have all these streets that are listed for us. So now that we have this, what we want to look for is we want to look for that number pattern, the intervals and when the numbers change. So let's look at this. We see 2204. Okay, so 2204. Then we see 2208. So I think the number pattern is 4. let's look again. 2212. Okay, so now I definitely know what the number pattern is for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our database. We're going to type in the address 2204 River Woods Drive. Okay, and then we're going to type in the next one, River Woods Drive 2208. Alright, now here is how we're going to use Excel to print out the rest of them. It's going to fill in the rest of them for us. So we know the lowest one is 2204. Let's go see what the highest even numbered address is. I see 2616. Okay, so 2616. Now we're going to highlight those two addresses, and we're going to go to the lower right hand corner until our cursor turns in this bold cross. This is called the fill command. And as we notice, this little white box, it's telling us what it's printing out. It will skip the numbers of the addresses for us, but still keep the address name. So our highest number is 2616. So let's keep going down until we see that. And there you go. It just entered, what is this, 105 addresses for us in less than in about a second. Okay, so very easy. Always remember that there's an even side as well as an odd side to a street. So why don't we do the odd side while we're at it? What's the lowest odd side? Okay, 2207. And looking at this next one, 2211. Okay, so I know that the number is still, the interval is still by 4. So 2207. Okay, and then the next one, 2211. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see what the highest odd number is. Okay, obviously there's some gaps in this, but that's okay. Oh, 2583. Okay, so we do the same thing. We're going to go down to 2583. There you go. And look at that. We made a database of 200 addresses in very, very little time. So now for the names. A lot of companies, they put resident. I find that doesn't seem to be very appealing at all. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put something a little more warm about it. Let's say to our neighbors. That sounds a little bit better. Okay, so now we got to. Now once again, we use the fill command to put it in all 200 times. There you go. And of course, the city, Naperville, Illinois, and I believe the zip code is, I believe that's the zip code. And once again, we just do that for all the addresses as well. We just put the state in there. Obviously, I'm being a little messy because I'm not. This is just for an example. So now we have this huge database of all these different names. It didn't take us very long at all. So now we open up Microsoft Word. Of course, we're going to save this. Open up Microsoft Word. And now I've already done this. You can use and there's a step-by-step for this in Microsoft Word. You're going to have to do this on your own. This is what my envelope's going to look like. As you can see, I've already put it so that I have my logo over here. I put the name of my company and my address. And this is what's going to print on my envelope. Now, you can do this, or you can even get some return address labels and you can use those. But I find this is a little faster to do it this way. And of course, down here, this is what's going to be printed out. And I also put discount offer inside. If someone wants window cleaning, this will definitely catch their attention. So how we do this is we go to Start Mail Merge, and you can do this step by step. And see, I already had. So we're going to go to Start Document. Yes, we're going to use the current document. It looks just fine to me. Now it says that we're going to have to find a database. So we're going to use that database that we just made. And I choose it's on the first sheet. And you see there's all the addresses that we just printed out, that we all just filled out, right? So we put that in there. We go to the next step. Everything looks fine. Preview. If you go up to here, there's all of our addresses we just printed out. All up to 199 of them. So we have 199. Complete the merge. Go to prints. You can even put, if you want to do it 100 at a time, put 1 to 100. I normally do 200, 300 at a time, and you just print them out. And of course, you send them out. Now, obviously, after you're done sending them out, you're going to get one of these. It's from USPS. It says that you cannot send it to the person there. Mine says the reason is because that house is vacant. So what do? Well, I just go to the database, I delete them from the database so they don't show up anymore, and I never have the problem again. So the first time you send them out, you're going to get some of these, but once again, after you delete them, you're never going to have that problem again. And of course, all you have to do is you feed them your envelopes through your printer. It'll print all those things out. The hardest part is done. You put the flyers in the envelopes, you seal the envelopes, you put a stamp on it, you put it in the mail, and that's it. So you can literally market to thousands of clients in less than an hour using this technique. So I hope this works for you, and if you have any questions, you just let us know.